I came to see Dr. Lily because I developed psoriasis, and I was quite desperate. I didn't know what to do, and one evening I was so depressed because it was bleeding. I could not stop scratching. It was my scalp. I could not stop scratching my head, and it was just bleeding, and I felt so depressed. She started me off with herbs and some acupuncture, and I asked sort of how soon would I notice any difference, and she said, "Well, start taking the herbs tonight, and it should be almost, immediate." And you sort of think, well, will it? And it was. The itching stopped virtually within a couple of days. I wasn't scratching, and then I had hot ointment to put on as well. And it's more or less cleared up. I'm stunned.
In 1992, I'd had thrombosis in my leg, and I'd had standard NHS treatment for this, and everything went away, one assumes, more or less as it should do. But 2 years later, I was starting to suffer from discomfort again in my leg, and this was enough. So it was uncomfortable working, it was a constant nag, and of course a constant worry. So I came along, and I think, to reiterate someone else's expression, it was like magic or witchcraft or whatever. After one treatment, the pain had gone. And I had suffered extremely little since then. I would go as far as to say 98% of the pain in my leg had gone and has not returned.
I was getting an attack of gout roughly once a month, every month. It would vary from my feet to my knees, and it would last about a week, and it was immensely painful. When I got it at my knees, I couldn't walk, my knees would swell up. I'd take a load of painkillers from the hospital and it would have no effect, and it would just go away after a week, it'd dissipate. Whereas if once I started coming here, she said to me straight away as well, not that, oh, we'll stop that. She said, this will take time and this is what we're going to do. It's going to take about 8 weeks. But what she did do immediately was take the pain away, and she then stopped over 8 weeks the attacks of gout.
I had incredible neck ache. I felt as if there was fluid in the back of my head the whole time. I felt as if it wasn't me that was inside of me. I just felt horrendously different, ill, just not myself. And 3 weeks with Dr. Lily, I came once a week. 3 weeks, and I felt a whole lot of a very different person. I felt as if, I didn't have that heaviness in the back anymore with the fluid. It felt like water almost. The pain was starting to ease. And I just felt so much better. It was such a relief to have come to someone who understood and who sat still, who listened to what I wanted, what I needed, and could help me.
The thing that we're working on is the menopause, which is something every woman has to go through. And my symptom was that I would sweat at night, incredibly profusely sweat at night. I'm very lucky I don't get flushes in the day, but I really do think that's because the whole problem has been contained through the acupuncture and through the herbs. So my symptoms have never got any worse. In fact, they've got a hell of a lot better. I don't sweat in the night, I don't wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. The classic menopause symptoms, I don't have them. Now, if I don't take the herbs, they come back.
I noticed that my knee was very, very painful, and I couldn't bend it anymore. When it was checked out by the Royal Free, x-rayed, it came back as a diagnosis of moderate arthritis, and I knew myself then that arthritis in Western medicine would be treated with anti-inflammatory drugs, and I knew how destructive they were to the lining of the stomach. So I came back to Dr. Lily again, and she said, oh, we can treat arthritis here very naturally, and you won't ruin anything else like with the anti-inflammatory drugs. So she started treating me for my arthritis, and all I can say is short of a miracle. I can bend now, the swelling has gone, And I'm able to do that because I've been treated with the Chinese herbs and the acupuncture, and this would not have happened under the Western system. Under the Western system, I would still be taking anti-inflammatory drugs, and I'd be waiting until April for an appointment to see an orthopaedic surgeon at the Royal Free. So I really can't tell you how wonderful it's been.
I've had 2 serious bouts of depression in my life. Both of them came close to killing me. It's not an exaggeration. I mean, it might sound melodramatic, but it's true. I lost, last time, about 5-6 kilos in weight. I spent 15 months where I never slept more than a maximum of 3 hours in a night. I was walking around like a zombie. I couldn't have held this conversation with you. I couldn't have done it. I wasn't functioning. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm still receiving treatment here. But it's turned my life around. It's been great. It's been really, really good. A thing which I found quite surprising is that I normally have a fear of needles. I'm almost phobic about the things. They don't hurt. Truth is, they don't. Over time, as I've had the treatment, the acupuncture, what I've discovered is that things have been opened up for me. It is actually a remarkable experience. I come out, I spend 2 or 3 days where I feel like I've got more energy than I've had for years, where I just feel so much better. I can think straighter, I can concentrate more, and I think that that is directly due to the acupuncture.
There have been other sort of positive benefits as well. I was feeling very, very tired all the time. And I associated that I'm not getting enough sleep, but actually I've got far more energy now than I had, although that wasn't one of the reasons I came to see Dr. Lily. I just came about the psoriasis.
As a side effect of having the AcuMedic acupuncture and the medicines, the herbal medicines, my skin greatly improved, which was brilliant because I used to get bad skin across my back, across my face and my neck, and sometimes even down in my arms. And again, 98% of that is gone.
Where I went originally to have Chinese medicine was to treat the symptom, the gout. Each week different things were happening and the doctor was able to tell me stuff that had happened to me. Like I used to wake up in the night 3 or 4 times and I didn't realise that that was strange or anything, and she said to me after I'd had the soup for 1 week, she said, "Oh, so you're sleeping better now, you're not waking up in the night all the time, are you?" I was like, "I didn't tell you that." She sort of treated me for stuff that I didn't come to be treated for and I didn't think was treatable actually.
What I found was when I came here that the symptoms that I had would clear, so the things would get better, so there was no actual need then to go back to a normal doctor. It's about treating the whole body when I come to AcuMedic. It's saying, well, you know, I have a headache and I have this rash on my arm, and oh, by the way, I'm a bit tight in the neck because the job that I was working on might have been causing me some problems. So I can discuss many things, and rather than a simple panacea of here's a Prozac or here's a one-off tablet, Dr. Lily would then treat all areas at the same time, which I thought was absolutely incredible, that was possible. It's really about looking internally and everything here at AcuMed and with Dr. Lily, and treating everything from the root rather than the surface.
The main reason I came to Chinese medicine, the main reason was that I didn't want to gloss over, I didn't want to take a short-term treatment. I wanted to treat myself internally and as a whole. I wanted to sort out the root of my problem and not just take the thing that would cover over it, make it all right then for a few months, 6 months, maybe a year, and then go back to square one again. I wanted to treat it from the inside, what was actually causing all my depression and my ailments. And I knew that the only effective way of doing that was to use Chinese medicine.
Afterwards, I feel so sort of centred, if that makes sense. Very sort of positive frame of mind, and I have lots more energy. Someone did say to me, oh, well, that's got to be psychological, but in a way it doesn't really matter, does it, whether it is or not? I don't think it is, because I can see the benefits of it, but whether it is or it isn't doesn't really matter to me, because it's doing me a lot of good and I feel much better for it. But how can you say it isn't when my physical symptoms are clearing up?
What I have found out about Chinese medicine is that the methods are very tried and tested and very scientific as well. It is all related to how the body works in a system. It's not related to, we've got this strange idea about how to cure that, we don't know where it comes from. They've very much got an idea of where the cure was developed from. It's been developed over thousands of years, and they're very specific with the way they can treat you.
I can say it does dispel pain. If you can't see something with your own eyes, if you can't hear someone who has experienced that level of pain, discomfort, lack of movement or problem, who has now got the problem cured or well controlled, then you won't believe anything.
What I can tell you is that I've been coming here for 3-4 months. I could check the date, but that's about that kind of time. And I have got more benefit from the treatment here than I ever received from Western medicine. Western medicine couldn't even diagnose what was wrong with me. And the doctors here just said, yeah, we can do it. And they were right.
It makes me feel a different person, makes me feel good. So just makes me feel as if I'm in a balance. I think that's the major thing, is it balances your whole system, and that's what I've always been looking for, and I think my system feels so much more balanced than what it's ever been before.
I would actually now do the strange thing that they mentioned when I first came here about, oh, Chinese people go and see a doctor when they're well, and I'd actually do that now.
I think it's far better to keep a state of health and work with your body to try and maintain that than it is to actually wait for things to break down and then try and patch them up.
What I try to do is maintain the status quo and try and keep my health in good order. So I come here every 4 to 6 weeks and have a treatment, acupuncture, check up on what's happening with me, so that it maintains a balance in my health, really. I mean, that's something I've learned over the years, to come and do that, rather than waiting until a problem has developed or waiting until something's, unbearable, where you want to go to the doctor and get a quick fix, give me a pill. This, I want it to go today, It's much better I think, to take care of your health and do it on a regular basis, and acupuncture is perfect for that. It's just a shame it's expensive. It would be fantastic if it was somehow subsidised by the national health in this country, because the national health system is well lacking, and it could do with something like this, which would probably save them a fortune in the long run. Here at AcuMedic, the first consultation is free, so there is almost no excuse not to find out about it. And it's definitely, for me, it has been a brilliant thing that has changed my life, that has made me, I'm pretty good for 49. And I believe that the last 10 years of coming here has helped that happen. So don't be afraid, find out, educate yourself, read some literature, and then go and speak to somebody about it. Find out and don't suffer, because suffering is a crazy thing to do.